Okay. What is going on? LBHT Crew B. What is going on?
Portugal did not win. Made my day. Was pretty happy about that.
Oh, okay. We hating on Portugal now. Okay, I see how it is.
Just Ronaldo.
Haters. I had no stake in it. I don't. If you're happy, I'm happy. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it is Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. Hope your week is going well, but if not, hopefully it gets better starting right now. We are streaming live on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. So wherever you're watching us, make sure you hit that like button, follow, subscribe, all that good stuff. If you're listening to the audio form of this, we put this out every Thursday at noon. So we hope you're enjoying your lunch break. Make sure you leave a 5-star review for us. And also make sure to check out LBHTShow.com because we are constantly making updates to the site. If you heard me last week, I said every week there'll be something different, and I'm keeping up that promise so far because I have a lot of ideas and there's a lot more stuff to come. So go check it out, and of course sign up for the newsletter. It is free. All right, just go down to the bottom and sign up. We put that out every Monday. That's where you see the poll results that we announce on this show. All right, so be a part of that. Okay,
More importantly than it being free, it is awesome.
It is awesome.
So you don't want to miss out.
Yes. Now, who do we got here? It's our guy Hendo. Hendo just dropped a 40-minute video. You need to go check it out. And me and Hendo talked. All right, I promised Hendo I was gonna put out a 5 to 8 minute video. He's gonna do the same. So be on the lookout for that. Okay, but he's been dropping some hot fire. Of course, you can find me and Hendo every morning on the Jose and Hendo show. All right, Jose and Hendo in the morning, 6:15 a.m. He says finally got B in a Ravens jersey. I see. Oh, talking about the thumbnail. That's Venga. That's not B.
Hendo always just be spreading rumors and lies, bro.
Urban, what's good? Urban says Hendo, Coach Brodny, Jose, Shug, Miss Adelia, Miss Yolanda, and the algorithm sent me. Okay, salute. Jay the 6, what's good? Jay says just here for Brodny to spread the good news of the Panthers. Oh, and good evening. Well, hello to you,
up,
Jay. Who else we got in here? Just Aloe, what's good? Just Aloe says the NFLPA is supporting the Save College Sports Act. Yeah, we're going to talk about that on the Overtime show. No wonder they suck as a union. Good evening. Yes, they do suck as a union. That's not something that you should be supporting. You shouldn't even be involved in it.
Yeah,
for being real about it. But that's how the rich stay rich. The power stay in power by supporting each other's evil works. Mm-hmm. That's all it is. And if you don't know what the Save College Sports Act is, I mean, what does it sound like?
Well, if I give you a hint, the title is misleading.
Yes, right. It saves some money because we don't want to pay these players. Act. That's what it is. All right. God's favorite. Salute. Our guy Shug's in the house. What up, Shug? Yes, happy Wednesday. Yes, indeed. Osmond's in the house. What up, Osmond? Says hello, everyone. Hope all is well. Hope all is well with you. Our super producer Adelia is in the house. Says hey, everyone. Welcome to the show. Hit that like and subscribe if you haven't yet. Super chat and Cash App $LBHT show are available if you want to guarantee your comment is read on air. Thank you, Adelia. Matt D's in the house. Is good evening, Jose, Brodny, and people of the chat. Hey, good evening to you, Matt. Appreciate you coming,
Matt.
Yes, we got Dance Fan in the house. What's good, Dance Fan? Appreciate you coming through. Money Mike salute says who was Brodny's QB and 2 wide receivers on his team that won the votes.
Okay, well, I'll answer you. The quarterback was Cam Newton again, and I know you're probably going to say, "Oh, he's not that great," blah, blah, blah. But remember, we're talking about at their peak, so we're talking about MVP Cam Newton. And my 3 wide receivers, because I did pick 3, it was Calvin Johnson, Jerry Rice, and Tyreek Hill.
Oh yeah, look, listen. There were no bad teams except Ferris. There were no bad teams in in those fantasy drafts. And listen, man, if you're not happy with the outcome, you gotta vote.
And his team wasn't bad. It was just more of a senior
Classical.
league. Yeah, a senior league team, if you will.
Classical pre-integration league.
Traditional.
Traditional. Man, yeah. That was fun. And if you guys like that draft, if you like the outcome, first of all, check out the video. We put a video out on our whole draft process. That's out there now. We are going to do a NBA one. That should be fun. And then after the NBA one, we're going to take it right back to NFL, and we're going to do a current draft. We're going to do a redraft of the league today. So meaning if everybody went back into the player pool right now and each of us had a team, how would you construct that team? That's going to be very interesting. All right. So stay tuned. All those things are coming up in the upcoming weeks. Okay. Because there's not a lot of football to talk about. They on break, y'all. They on break.
Yeah.
All right. Just Al says they should call is the we don't pay you Negroes any money while making billions off of you and also using that money to pay for the non-revenue generating white sports our kids play act. That is very accurate.
It's very long.
Listen, I think just Al just pretty much told you what's in that bill that they're trying to pass.
And to be clear, I'm not against them funding the other sports. They should fund the other sports.
Yeah.
Just take it out of your end.
100%. 100%. Let's see. Oh, are we? Shug says. Wonder who's going to be in the NBA draft.
I'll tell you what, you're going to be surprised, Shug. Take that.
If you want to be a part of it, let us know. Let us know. All right. Yes. Listen, it's going to be a slow few weeks. Okay. Not a whole lot to talk about, but we have some things to talk about. Well, it's going to be slow in terms of NFL. The World Cup is going on, and listen, even if you're not an avid soccer fan, World Cup is very exciting, and there's been some very exciting news in matches going on in the World Cup. So make sure you check it out. And if you're trying to keep along, we have a tracker on our website, LBHTShow.com. We have a World Cup Central. Okay, so you can keep track of the scores and you know the group standings and things like that. So take a look at it. All right, educate yourself. Enmund, what's good? Good evening. Good evening, Corey Hunt. Salute.
What's going on?
Salute. So, all right. Oh yeah, that's Ham. I'm not sure what you're talking about, Money Mike.
He's talking about my team.
Oh yeah. I mean, yeah, you had a great team. I had a great team.
You had the second best team.
My team was better, but whatever.
Better than Handle Affairs, yes.
Yes, Adelia says the World Cup has been phenomenal so far.
Yeah.
Oh yes, 100. Yep. Indeed. So we're gonna talk a little bit about that. We're gonna talk about, of course. Look, I got some Ravens content for you. Okay, Jeff's very big put out his 5 big questions going into offseason. We talked about it this morning. We'll talk about it again. We got a few other stories, and we're gonna get into that. Panthers are always quiet.
Yeah, I mean there's stuff going on. I mean, not like big stories, right?
Yeah.
There's roster battles going on. A couple of interesting ones. They have a problem in Carolina right now that Ravens fans will be like, I didn't know that existed, where they have too many wide receivers.
All right, this is gonna be fun. Be fun. We're gonna get into all that, but first, we like to start every show with the Black History Fact, and B and Akole have a Black History Fact for you.
This week on the LBHT Black History Fact, Daniel Chappie James Jr. rose from a segregated childhood in Pensacola to become one of the most influential military leaders in American history. Born in 1920, he grew up in a home where discipline, education, and self-respect were non-negotiable values, thanks largely to his mother, who ran a private school for black children. That foundation carried him to the Tuskegee Institute, where he studied physical education and learned to fly through a civilian pilot training program that opened the door to his aviation career. During World War II, James became a flight instructor at Tuskegee, helping train the pilots who would form the core of the legendary Tuskegee Airmen. Although he didn't fly combat missions in that war, his work shaped the next generation of black military aviators. He finally entered combat during the Korean War, flying more than 100 missions and earning a reputation for precision, courage, and leadership. His combat experience deepened during the Vietnam War, where he flew dozens of missions and played a key role in major operations, including the famed Operation Bolo, one of the most successful air-to-air engagements of the conflict. James's career reached its defining moment in 1975, when he became the first African-American four-star general in U.S. military history. As Commander-in-Chief of NORAD, he oversaw the air defense of the United States and Canada at the height of the Cold War, a position that reflected both his strategic brilliance and his ability to lead under immense pressure. He retired in early 1978 and died shortly afterward, leaving behind a legacy of barrier-breaking achievement, decorated service, and unwavering commitment to the country he served.
Salute to the Black History Fact.
Before you jump in, we did get a Cash App from our guy Noah. Thank you very much, Noah. He says, for good evening, LBHT crew, Jose and B, did you see 250?
Thank you, Noah. Appreciate that.
Thank you very much.
I once saw $250 in my bank account once. It was quick, went away really fast. Oh, wait, you're talking about the USC event? No.
And the answer is no, we didn't watch that garbage.
Listen, like Noah was with us from early on, and when we used to cover UFC, and we used to be up late. You get a 2 a.m. stream from us after the UFC events. We're done, but it just become too racist. They're blatantly racist. They're extreme right wing. They're throwing it in your face. They are. You can't deny it. Okay, like if you want to people like, look, I don't want to worry about all that stuff. I just want to watch a fight. It's too bad. They're putting it in your face. They want you to know that it's for certain people. And if you still watch it, whatever. We don't judge anybody, but we got out of that. So we're just not going to really cover it. But I can tell you this: I did hear the results, and it's a disaster. It's a disaster. Like it might have been entertaining. You might have been entertained by those fights. But your biggest star, Alex Pereira, got beat by Cyril Gane before they could set up a fight with him and John Jones. That's an absolute disaster. He's already 38 years old. Don't know how much longer he's going to fight. He's one of your bigger draws. Him losing like that, not good. You got Ilia Topuria, who was undefeated, and he was supposed to be the next best thing. Got beat by a 38-year-old Gaethje. Right, who just came off of beating up another person that they're trying to make the next Conor McGregor. He beat him down too, and Patty Pimblett. So there are no stars. That is not good for UFC, and that's just because they don't know how to do matchmaking. For being honest, but no, didn't watch that. I would never support them, and Dana White's a racist. Okay, that's just what it is. Mr. Black Ice, what's good? SV Cam, I see you in here. Salute. Chappie died so young. It's sad. Yeah. Cristiano Ronaldo is 41 years old now and looked at today. Hey, listen, you get a chance to play on that big stage. You keep playing until they tell you can't play anymore.
Mm-hmm.
You know. So, and yes, Adelia says it right here. She's fully immersed in the World Cup. Done 16 watch alongs. Right. Yes. Check out Good Friends, Better Rivals. You will get all the updates, and she is going to be kind enough to give us some updates here to keep you all informed. All right, but all the games, not all the games, but a lot of the games are being streamed over there on Good Friends, Better Rivals. So go hang out with them. Check it out. Tyrese, what's good? Stu up. What's good? All right. Look, first of all, there is some breaking news. There's some breaking news. Yep. Training camp has been announced. Yes.
Oh,
yes. I actually complained about that this morning. I said, why aren't they announcing the start dates of training camps? Why are they withholding that information? The people need to know. And somebody must have clipped that and sent it to them, and they said, oh, we got to get this out. So Jamison Hensley posted, Ravens training camp will run from July 29th to August 17th. The team announced Baltimore will hold 12 free open practices and will host approximately 2,000 fans per day, which I believe is double than what they normally allow in there.
You know, the biggest news that I got from that tweet just now is that his name is Hensley and not Helmsley.
You know what? We've actually had this conversation before, and this is when he was saying something messy, and we were like, look, we'll just call him or Jameson H. We'll call him Jameson H because we kept on saying Helmsley, and we saw it, and we're like, no, that's not what it is. We're like, just call him Jameson H. Yeah. So, but yes, so training camp will be going on. There's a couple other things. That people were saying is starting about 2 hours earlier than normal. John Harbaugh used to have them around 12 o'clock, start around 1:30, right in the middle of the sun.
It's like a slow roll into your day.
Huh?
Just like an easy, slow roll into the day.
Yeah. So this is starting a lot earlier. They're letting in twice as many people. So, listen, they're doing everything to engage the fans, to let the fans know, come check us out and show up for us. And I think it's going to pay dividends. But I'm glad they announced listen, we all know training camp starts, sometime in July. This is at the end of July, though. I was hoping it'd be a little bit sooner, but that's okay. So now we know. So it's actually more than 6 weeks, right? Because where are we at now? Well, I guess it's 6 weeks now.
So this is 17.
So yeah. 6 weeks from right now, pretty much. Shelly Shell, what's good? Thanks for coming through. So that's the first thing. The other thing here I'm going to bring up is this article from Jeff Zrebick. Okay, I read it this morning. He has five burning questions. Okay, that need to be addressed. And again, the first question that didn't come from me. That came from Jeff. Okay, 6 weeks. You guys see this?
Yeah,
you see it. Okay, 6 weeks, 5 questions. The most pressing items the Ravens must address. All right.
Really could have just held that for one more week and made that title, that headline align, but that's all right, I guess. Tough day.
I'm sure he said that when they announced the training camp dates. He's gonna revise this. He's like, I'll add one more question for symmetry.
What's going on,
Baltimore Ravens players went their separate ways at the conclusion of last week's mandatory minicamp, knowing it will be roughly 6 weeks before the team is all together again. For the players, it's the final opportunity to rest and get their bodies ready for the long grind of a football season. Many of the Ravens decision makers will take vacations too. However, that doesn't mean there won't be decisions to ponder and moves to potentially make in the weeks before training camp gets underway in late July. So here are the 5 questions. We'll go over these and we'll discuss these. I'll read this part too. Ravens general manager Eric DeCosta is fond of saying that improving the roster is a year-round pursuit, and there are plenty of free agents looking for work who may help solidify Baltimore's roster. There are players on the roster who may want their contracts addressed and injury recoveries to monitor. This feels like a good time to look at 5 questions the Ravens will need to answer over the next 6 weeks. Question number 1. Go past that ad. Question number 1. Do the Ravens truly believe they have a quality starting center on their roster?
They can't. Like they can, like they can feel good about the options, right? They can say, "Hey, I feel good about Vaughn or Javon Glenn or Gwen. I feel good about Pinter. I think one of these guys can get it done, but they can't know. These guys haven't played, so like, how could you really be confident in that without having seen them play at all?"
Yeah. What up, Coach? Appreciate you coming through. Kyle Robbins, I see you. Who else came in here? Slim Smith, I see you. Salute. X, I see you. Let's read this. It says, following their final minicamp practice, Ravens coach Jesse Minter declined to name a front runner for the starting center job, calling it a balanced competition, quote unquote. He proceeded to mention the 3 competitors for the job: Danny Pinter, Javon Gwynn, and Corey Bullock. That right there, I asked it this morning. When have you seen 3 people competing for a job and the winner was just like the guy?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, competitions are never that deep. Right. It's good to have some competition. It's good if like you have multiple battles because players are playing so well. But at one position, there's 3 of them, and you're like, yeah, we don't know. If how the repetitions were divvied up through the offseason program is any indication, Pinter is a clear favorite. The 29-year-old is the only one of the 3 who has started an NFL game, although the former Indianapolis Colt has made only 10 starts over 5 seasons. Lord. Gwynn spent the last 3 years with Atlanta Falcons, where he played under Ravens' current offensive line coach, Dwayne Lefford. He's played only 11 offensive snaps in his career. Bullock made the Ravens last season as a second-year undrafted free agent, but he played only 13 offensive snaps, and he recently missed practice time with an undisclosed injury. After striking out on his top center targets during the draft, I'm not going to read all of these, but I'll read this one. DaCosta made clear that the team will look at the trade market to potentially find a successor for Tyler Linderbaum. Few teams are dangling quality starter offensive linemen in trades this time of year, so the Ravens may have no choice but to overpay if they aren't comfortable with their internal options. Maybe the Ravens saw enough from Pinter and or Gwynn through the offseason that they don't think a trade is necessary. That, however, is a big gamble after, what's that word? Gamble. After DaCosta labeled improving the offensive line as one of his top offensive priorities. When we say things, we're being negative. We're being negative. But, I mean, that's a clear question. What about the center? I thought that was the obvious question. I thought that was the most obvious question in the world. Now, I've been pretty light on Eric DaCosta with this. I'm like, we got time. They can figure out something. Hola, Cam. Says, hola, Jose. And mucho gusto, Brodny.
Nice to meet you, Cam.
But listen, man, like that part at the end there where you said they might have to overpay to get somebody. So you didn't want to overpay to get a top tier center, to keep a top tier center on your team. You didn't want to overpay that way, but you want to overpay for somebody that's not going to be nearly as good.
And it will cost you draft picks instead of money, which you can move around and manipulate however you want over the course of the contract.
Yeah. YT was good. Says, F it. Let's just overpay. At this point, we need quality starters. Now we want to overpay. What's up, YT? Yeah. All right. Let's go over to the next question. Will Nnamdi Madubuike play in 2026? Yeah, I think so. What do you think, B?
I mean, they have not been very specific on his rehab or his timetable. They're just saying, "Oh yeah, he's looking good, and yeah, he's coming along, and blah blah blah." Like, so I don't know. I mean, I feel like he's going to start the season on PUP, and then we'll see from there. But I'm not super confident that he's going to play.
I think he's going to play. Yeah, I agree with you. I think he's going to start on PUP, but he's participated in a lot of the offseason workouts. He's posting videos of himself working out and everything. He's clearly working towards getting back out there, right?
Yeah.
It's just a question of, is he actually medically cleared, because they're not really saying anything, but he's clearly, his intentions are to get back out there on the field. And I feel like he will. How effective he'll be, that remains to be seen. Game Too Easy, what up? Okay, let's see. Question number 3. Can the Ravens work out an extension with Lamar Jackson or anybody else?
Well, I heard that Lamar's going to be an Eagle, so I guess that's a no on that one. But hey, I mean, listen, they could probably work something out with Jalen Hurts. He seems very agreeable.
Pending contract decisions can be a disaster, can be a distraction to players, which is why plenty of deals typically get done before the regular season begins in early September. Jackson is certainly used to contract questions hovering over the seasons, and he truly doesn't ever appear fazed by them. However, the Ravens will want Jackson, he is his own agent, to focus on learning Declan Doyle's new offense, not meeting daily during training camp to hammer out an extension with DaCosta. In other words, if the Ravens and Jackson still want to get an extension done in 2026, and Patrick Mahomes' recent extension with the Kansas City Chiefs presumably provides clarity to the quarterback market, then both sides should want a deal completed over the next 6 weeks. The Ravens' contract talks with Jackson are always shrouded in secrecy, so it's unclear if any substantive talks are happening. Now, though, would be the time to make a final effort to get it done. Then he goes on to talk about Zay Flowers. Jackson also not the only one in line for an extension. The Ravens picked up wide receiver Zay Flowers' 5th-year option, so he's under contract through 2027. Still, given the rising costs at the top of the wide receiver market and Flowers' importance to the offseason and his productivity, it would make sense for DaCosta and company to explore a deal sooner rather than later. Flowers has also made it clear that he's interested in an extension. So, are they going to get a deal done with Lamar Jackson? Yes. Are they going to get it done in the next 6 weeks? I don't think so. But again, we don't really know. All we're really doing is speculating. And Jeff is right about this. They keep that pretty hush hush, their discussions. So all we're doing is speculating. Could it be because he doesn't like the way the roster is constructed around him on offense? I think that would be a good guess, but it could just be like what we just saw. We're waiting for the big contracts to drop, like Pat Mahomes, so I can see how much I can get out there, right?
Yeah,
because at this point, I like they have to pay him more than Pat Mahomes.
Yeah, I doubt that they get a deal done before the season. I think they'll get Zay done before they get Lamar done. And I think that Pat Mahomes is probably part of the reason that it doesn't get done. Because I'm sure that once his contract came out, Lamar probably adjusted his asks.
As he should.
And that's going to delay things. But I just don't think that he's going to get it done before the start of the season at this point.
Flex Zone says Lamar doesn't care about getting extended. Why does he care about right now? He's got 2 years left on his deal, right? Like, why does it have to be? Why is it a worry right now? Like, it's a worry for us as fans because we want that comfort in knowing that he's not going anywhere, right? But there's really no rush to get it done right now, right? I mean, it's a comfort for the team would like to get it done, so they feel secure, but for him.
Well, I mean, I think Lamar would like to get it done too. That's a huge check he's going to get when he gets signed. And listen, we don't anticipate anything going catastrophically wrong with Lamar Jackson. We don't think he's going to take a Deshaun Watson style dive in talent. Hopefully, he doesn't have any serious injuries, but things can happen. So You'd rather, and I'll say this too, you'd rather get it done sooner so that you can get another extension. Fact. The longer you wait, the less time you have to do that next extension as well.
Yeah, good point. And if his number has adjusted because of Pat Mahomes, this is where the front office needs to change the way they think. They think too old school when it comes to this, because the league used to be like this. The league used to be like, hey, look, we don't give an inch to the players. We stand our ground and everything. But other teams don't operate that way anymore, right? Not the top teams. So if he says, hey, man, like, he's getting what, $64 million a year, I need 65, right? Or 60, 66, 67, whatever it is, you got like done. That can't hold it up. It can't. It just can't hold it up, because what are you going to offer him? You're gonna offer him, well, he can make 64. What if we give you 62? Really? Right. And it can't be that much less than what Pat Mahomes is making. Right. So you're gonna offer him, you're gonna haggle over a couple $1 million? No, man, you gotta give it to him. Mm-hmm. In fact, I just go ahead and be like, look, we'll just give you $70 million.
The other part is like, he's not going to take the same as Dak, and Dak is at 60. So you can't lowball too much, even if that's your intention. So like you said, you're not going to, or you shouldn't hold up the deal over a few million in annual value. Yeah, because again, you can adjust the cap numbers at all times, pretty much.
Thanks. Yep. And thank you, Ty, for the super chat. Appreciate it. Says whatever Lamar wants, pay that man. Y'all convinced me. Yeah. I mean, that's just what it is, right? Like, if that's how the market goes. Look, we just said Dak is making $60 million a year, and people will be like, "Oh, Dak ain't this, he ain't that." Well, who's better? You can name the quarterbacks that are better. Now, which one of those quarterbacks can the Cowboys get? Yeah, none of them. So you got to pay Dak. That's how the market works. All right. And Zay Flowers, yes, I think they'll get Zay Flowers extended too, right? And that I think that one's the more pressing one, right? Like, we believe the Lamar Jackson one's going to happen. The QB market is a QB market. There's no number that's too high, for being honest, right? Yeah. Like, they're always the ones to break records overall for most highest paid player in the league. So that's accounted for. Wide receivers, especially in Baltimore, that's something that this organization does not like paying, but I think they recognize they're at a point where they better start keeping some talent here in-house.
And he's the best wide receiver you've ever picked.
Ever picked. You better just pay him, because that price is only going to go up. Average wide receivers make a boatload of money, and he ain't average.
Yeah.
So that one needs to happen ASAP. That's the one I'd be working over these next 6 weeks.
Right.
Question number 4. Are there areas where the Ravens really need an established veteran or two? We covered the center position above, but given what's available, it seems more realistic that the Ravens would find an upgrade on the trade market. Still, there are other positions the team might benefit from bringing in an accomplished veteran. He mentions wide receiver, because you got third-year pro Tez Walker, second-year player LaJohntay Wester, and rookies Jacoby Lane and Elijah Surratt as third and fourth, fifth wide receiver options. If they're not, the wide receiver free agent pool includes Stephon Diggs, DeAndre Hopkins, Keenan Allen, Deebo Samuel, and quite a few others. We've already said bring in Diggs. Diggs and or Hill. Like, I wouldn't even be mad at Keenan Allen. But yes, we should bring in some more there, right? Don't rely on unproven players. Do the Ravens feel like they have enough talent at outside linebacker beyond Trey Hendrickson? You better. You paid a lot of money.
Never enough. No matter what they do, never enough.
For the pass rush to morph from weakness into major strength, if this is their trepidation about inexperience of that group, which includes Mike Green, Tavius Robinson, Zion Young, and Adisa Isaac, they could seek veteran help. Let me tell you something. Mike Green, 2nd round pick. Tavius Robinson, 3rd round pick. Zion Young, 2nd round pick. Adisa Isaac, 3rd round pick. It better be enough.
Yeah. It's time to go play.
It's time to go play. We just talked about the wide receivers. We talking about 3rd and a 4th round rookie, and talking about, hey, that's enough. That's enough. They're gonna go out there and play. They're gonna go out there and steal some jobs. But these guys who have been on the team for years. I mean, first of all, we know Tavius Robinson can play. I don't even know what the question mark is. We like, that's not a question mark. We gotta stop saying that. Like, has he been hurt? Yeah, but he can play. That's a legit one right there. So that the rest of them, yeah, we gotta wait and see. It's a question mark, but hey, you just gotta go out there and do it. All right, question number 5. Does our hero kicker Tyler Loop need competition?
No, why?
No, absolutely not. That is not how we treat our heroes in Baltimore.
He didn't miss any kicks under 50 yards last year. We're not going to count the one that saved the day. Okay, and I saw him. He was making longer field goals in practice recently, so maybe he got a little bit stronger. But I mean, he's an accurate kicker. And look, man, like you've been saying for years, you got to stop relying on that position.
Yeah,
you got to stop. Like, take all of the time and effort that you would put into finding a new kicker, and go get a wide receiver. Just add it onto the wide receiver pile.
Yeah. Like, okay, is he the best out there? First of all, I mean, but he was a rookie last year, right?
Yeah.
He did fine. Stop putting ourselves in these positions to where we have to rely on. And first of all, let's just go back for a second. That Steeler game was not on him. Hold a lead. Right. Stop having to make these heroic comebacks. You're playing Aaron Rodgers, and the defense couldn't do anything with them.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like, that ain't on Tyler at all.
Got torched by that old man twice.
And it came down to a kick, and he looked to the sideline. He said, "The suffering must end now." And he went wide right or wide left, whatever he went, and he turned this entire team around. Everything that you're happy about right now, all the joy and excitement that you feel, is because of that man. He's a hero. Yeah. Hashtag kick for change. That's right, Ty.
It's the golden boot right there.
Huh?
It's the golden boot.
It's golden boot. I don't see any competition. Our guy Nitro from the Wonderkin Show and the Wonderkin Morning Show, thanks for coming through, says, "Hey, Jose and Brodny, if you were offered $50K or more to box a content creator / YouTuber, would you do it?" First of all, Nitro, you put that in the submitted questions segment.
Right.
You put that in submitted questions segment. And the answer is hell yeah.
Right.
Which one are we talking about? Because some of them can box.
I don't care.
I don't care. Yeah, I do it. They don't fight anyway. They get in there and they throw a couple punches and they lay down. Yeah, I get in there. How long do we have to train?
That's the beauty. That's the neat thing. You don't. Like, you're getting paid regardless. So no, he didn't say to win.
That's right. Lamar gave this is the end game. Lamar gave Tyler the he gave him a look like, you know what you need to do. Oh, Shelly try to start some trouble. I do it for $20K. No, I would. I kid. Flex Zone says Jose and Brodny could be the new Legion of Doom tag team. Nah.
No, say Jose was a Demolition fan. So
I was.
Can't talk about Legion of Doom. Now, me on the other hand, I liked the best tag team ever, the Hart Foundation. Those are my guys right there.
Okay. All right.
That's right.
Well, if you say so. Whatever.
That's right. I went and I looked at it recently, and I was shocked to find out that they only won the title like twice. It seemed like so much more when we were little. I was like, they're always the champs. But no. Yeah, they got a quick two reigns, and then Brett was out.
Ty Day says, "Hey, did they find out who won the punter position?" I forgot about punter. I'm gonna be honest. Who is our punter?
Some dude that kicks the ball far. I don't know. Don't matter.
I don't care about that either. We can't. You know what? That just makes me like this coach staff even more, because not once did we talk about a punter. For like beginning of all season, we lost. What's the kid's name? I forgot his name. I forgot.
I want to say Strong, but no, it's not Strong.
No.
I don't know. I don't care.
Doesn't matter. He's not here anymore. But he got a nice contract for a punter. I was like, man, you can't let him go too, you know. But now we don't even remember who he is. Stout. Thank you.
There it is.
Jordan Stout. Thank you, Matt D. But
that dude
who
was
cares?
really out of sight, out of mind, bro. Like, damn.
Yeah.
He was a 4th round pick like 3 years ago.
Like, we cared about punters and kickers, because if we don't have punters and kickers, how can we win, B?
Right.
Yeah.
So the early game was that?
Our old punter was first team All Pro. Yeah. And that's good. He has some nice punts.
That's cool. And
you want to see them?
Playoffs.
Right. Do you want to see the punts? I don't want to see any punts. Who's the Chiefs punter? Is he all first team All Pro? What about the Eagles? Is their punter the first team All Pro?
I don't believe he is.
Yeah. I don't care about punters. Okay.
The second your team starts, because I know, because Carolina has done this, like Carolina fans, the second your team starts talking about punters as a weapon, it's time to check out for a few years. Because it's about to be rough.
Yeah. So those are 5 questions to ponder. And then look, next week we're going to we'll get into some roster predictions, some early and reckless roster predictions before the training camp even starts. Who do we think is going to make the 53-man roster? Who's not? Who might go down to practice squad? You know, things like that. We'll make those predictions next week. All right. Let's see. No love for now they talking wrestling in the chat. No love for Hardy and the Dudley boys.
You know, they were incredible spectacles, but that's what they were.
Yeah. Put some respect on the punter position.
This ain't the Rich Eisen show, Ty.
I respect it. Can you not care about something but still respect it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think you can. We can't put. You can respect it, but you can't put too much stock in that position.
I'll tell you what. It's gonna come off as disrespect next week when I say and kicker, punter, and long snapper on the 53 roster prediction.
Hey,
I'm not putting any names in there.
First of all, I don't want to have this conversation about punters and kickers. I don't want to hear you talk about we need a competition for Tyler Loop and we need to care more. I'm not talking about you, Tyrese, but just in general. I don't want to hear about we need to care about who the punter is. It matters and kickers matter, but center, whatever.
It's not that big.
Anybody, it's not an important position. Anybody can snap the ball. Anybody.
Never mind.
I just punter $100 billion.
Never mind the fact that if that center can't do his job, it's an instant turnover.
Yeah.
Hey, it's like Ravens fans forgot about it with what's his name? Who was there before? Not Jensen, but the other guy. Skura. Matt Skura. Who went through a whole season not being able to snap the ball.
That was bad. Yeah, we forgot about that. What YouTuber content creator would you not want to box for $50K or more? Man, are you
putting together a card, Wonderkin?
I know he's taking notes.
What are you doing?
I'll
tell you what.
He got a fixer on the phone. Like, hold on. I'm narrowing down the list who they'll fight.
If it's $50K all around, all right. Put down Hendo, put down Suge, put down Ferris, put down Coach, put down the deep cover guys, like whoever. But we'll dance around for a minute.
Yeah. Let's see. Baltimore Barry says I would have easily paid Linderbaum $27 million over paying Trey for us. Yeah. I mean, you don't want to pay this one position, this one person, all this money, but you spread out that money for people that can't help you. Right? Javon Gwynn can't help us. Right? Corey Bullock can't help us. Danny Pinter, might have some limited impact as a rotational player.
Flexo says you already know I'm throwing hands, and that's exactly why I didn't put you on the list. All right, you're missing the point of this list. I'm not trying to fight anybody in YouTube. All right, I'm putting people on that list who know the deal.
I'm fighting people. Listen, it's the Jake Paul. It's the Jake Paul method, right? Jake Paul does not fight people that are actually going to fight him until he gets to Anthony Joshua. All right. Everybody up to that point understands this is boxing entertainment. We're not boxing for real.
Yeah.
Right. We throw a couple punches, we coordinate this, and we make a lot of money. Okay. That's how you do it. What's up, Danity? Danity says, welcome all 70 in the chat. Oh, you got 71 people in here. Okay. Only 36 likes. Can we get 50? I think we can. Please hit the like and subscribe button. Cash App, $LBHTShow, and super chats are available. Hashtag Road to 4K. Hashtag Trade De'Aaron Fox. Hashtag Spurs too young to win.
You gotta keep your agenda out of these posts, Danity. Right?
We're gonna get to that.
Trade De'Aaron Fox.
We're gonna get to that. We're gonna get to the NBA Finals. Give our reaction to that. YT says to-do list 1. Extend Zay this year. 2. Find and overpay a center today. 3. Sign Diggs and Bosa to 1-year deals. 4. Win the Super Bowl. And 5. Give Lamar a blank check next year.
Bosa is washed. You don't want none of that.
I don't want any Bosas on my team. No. Why couldn't see this? This hurts my head, B. This hurts my head. Why couldn't we just pay Oweh?
Because,
what did Oweh do to make y'all hate?
You know how them Nigerians be.
on draft night when we said Oweh was a bad pick, we're haters. What are you talking about? He ran a 4.3. You're crazy. And we said he needs time to develop. And by the time I'm gonna go and find the clip because we were clear about that. We said by the time he develops, we're gonna be like, yeah, he's cool, he's all right. And y'all gonna be like, we hate him, he's got to go. He's a bum, he's a bust. That man's not a bust.
No,
he's had double-digit sacks for us before. He had 9 sacks last year, and then another 2 or 3 in the playoffs. Right? He's not a bust. It's just we had terrible coaching. That's obvious. How do you go from 0 sacks halfway through the year and then you finish 8 sacks, with another team?
Yeah.
And that coach is our coach now. The man is just now hitting his prime. Jesse Minter knows exactly how to use him, and he can play the run, unlike Trey Hendrickson.
Yeah.
All right. That was the move to make. I don't care if we traded him off. Like, Jesse Minter's here now. You call his agent and say, hey, we want him back. His coach is here. We got money. Obviously, we got money, right? Go get him. I don't want to hear about no damn Bosa. I'm messing with you. Oweh would have been too expensive after Minter develop. How much did Oweh make?
It was 25 a year, I believe. It was 4 years, $100 million.
Isn't that what we're paying Trey Hendrickson?
It's a little bit less.
That's too expensive?
But I think Trey got around like 28.
No. I'd rather have Oweh here than Trey Hendrickson.
Yeah, I'd rather you sign. I mean, look,
and it's not to be against Trey Hendrickson.
Could have signed both of them. That was the talk, and you're all on board when it was going to be Trey and Max. Oh, we're going to get 2 edge rushers. You could have signed Trey and Oweh, and then use that second round pick on a guard, or a center, and not be worrying so much about the O line right now.
Yeah, I got nothing against Trey Henderson. We all know his flaw is against the run, but he's still a good overall player. But always coming into his prime. He's coming into his prime like that. Listen, that's not too expensive for him. I'm sorry. He earned that check. I think he's going to play well in Washington, and we should have kept him.
Yeah.
You know, and no, I don't think we should have got paid him and Trey Henderson. Mike Green needs to step up. Second round pick, first round value. Then he needs to go out there and play.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So I'm good with the young guys, going out there and playing and having to prove themselves, especially with this coaching staff. Do you feel that's where the specialty is? Everybody keeps talking about Dwayne Leffert. Oh, well, just get anybody out there and Dwayne Leffert can make them good. But the where we specialize is on defense. We got Jesse Minter, we got Anthony Weaver. We got like two excellent coaches to coach that side of the ball up. Get some young guys out there, especially one that's just coming into his prime and has produced. I'm good with that. You don't need to go out there and get a bunch of guys that just to make sure we don't need a Max Crosby. We don't need Trey Henderson. We're good with the young guys, and our coach, our excellent coach, will put them in position to win.
All 15 of them that you've drafted over the last 8 years.
Facts. All right. People are saying, "Wow, what's the wow for?" Is that for the Owe comment? Yeah, I'd rather have Owe here than Trey Henderson. Sorry. I was thinking too expensive with Trey here already. Oh, you mean like having both of them here, not one or the other? Yeah.
You ain't spending that money on anything else.
That's what Lamar said.
Hey.
That's what Lamar said. What's going on with the Panthers, B?
What's going on with the Panthers is we just, we're sitting pretty waiting for the season to start to continue the dominance that we started last year. There are some I was going to say camp battles, but camp don't start for another 6 weeks. There's some position battles going on right now. Right? They've got a lot of safeties. Their starters are pretty set with Merrick and Nick Scott. They've got their backups with Lathan Ransom and Zachy. I gotta look at how to pronounce his name properly. It cannot be Zachy. Who they just
shout out to the Zackies. Okay, I had a Zachy to play on my basketball team. Okay?
They also brought back Isaiah Simmons. Smith Wade has been taking snaps at safety as well. So they're just kind of trying to shake out who was going to make it out of that group. In terms of rounding out the DB room. They don't have that problem at linebacker. I think if you applied, you're already on the 53. But on the other side of the ball, at wide receiver, there's an interesting, challenge developing there, right? Because I was joking. They're not super talented at wide receiver. They've got Teteroa, they've got Jalen Coker. That's a good 1 and 2. Yeah. After that, there's some question marks, right? Obviously, Xavier Leggett has his spot for now, and he showed up leaner. He's in great shape, and he's saying all the right things about not being able to have another season like last year and being locked in and all that. And that's great. Hopefully he gets that turned around. They just drafted Brazel out of Tennessee, to be kind of a deep threat. It's funny, their wide receiver room, they're all like 6'4", and all except for Brazel are around 220, except for this other guy who is struggling to find a role on the team, and that's Jimmy Horn, a guy who we were all really excited about last offseason, who didn't get to play a whole lot last year, kind of hoping that he would develop, a bit more and get into the offense this year, but they kind of don't really have a spot for him with the current group of receivers that they have. David Moore is Dave Canales' guy from his time in Seattle. He's a great special teamer. They like Bryson Tremaine. He got in a pretty decent amount last year. Excuse me. They obviously, Braz, like I said, was just drafted. They just brought in John Mechie. That's
pressure makes diamonds, right? Like that's when these guys that you're mentioning, that they haven't like earned their spot yet, right?
Yeah.
It's not set in stone. So you go into training camp, and that's a training camp battle that you look for. Jimmy Horn says, "All right, I know I belong in this league. I can beat out these guys." And if he is, he'll beat out those guys.
Well, yeah, and I believe it was Joe Person who was talking about it, and he said right now Jimmy Horn would kind of be the 7th wide receiver, which is a pretty precarious position to be in.
Yeah.
They may not even keep 7 wide receivers, right? So, training camp is going to be extremely important for him. Preseason is going to be extremely important for him, trying to secure a spot on the roster, as well as trying to get a spot in the offense, right? Because, like I said, they brought in Brazel to be the deep threat. Jimmy Horn was kind of the only guy with a little bit of speed on the team last year. So now they've drafted the fast guy. So that's kind of gone. Xavier Legette, they didn't draft him to be a gadget guy, but they say, well, it's not really working out on the outside. But he's good with the ball in his hands. It's just the problem of getting the ball in his hands, right? So that leads to, hey, we're going to manufacture touches for him. And that's what they were doing with Jimmy Horn last year, and he made some plays. But if they're trying to get Xavier into that role and get him the ball, and Chris Brazel is taking away the deep threat snaps, then Jimmy, you don't really have anywhere to play. So there is also talk about Xavier, though, if he doesn't really impress, that they may be looking to move him in a trade prior to the season. So
I think he's lucky to still be on the team. I thought they were going to trade him last year.
Look, he's still on that rookie deal, right? So
yeah,
if he can turn things around, that's a positive for the team. The other story that I saw was about the upcoming supplemental draft, where I think it was on ESPN, they listed Carolina as one of the best landing spots for Brendan Sorsby because they don't have any backup quarterbacks because they have Kenny Pickett and Will Grier. And I thought to myself, well, that sucks. But how high would you have to take him in order to get him, right? Yeah. If you don't know how the supplemental draft works, it's for players who've had a change in status between the NFL draft and the start of the season. Between the draft and the supplemental draft. So essentially going from eligible to ineligible, right? And then you can apply for the supplemental draft, and teams bid on players. So they kind of say, hey, I would give a 6th round pick for Brendan Sorsby, and somebody else says a 5th round pick, then the team who said a 5th round pick gets him. And then next year in 2027, you lose that draft pick in the actual draft. So typically guys don't go very high in the supplemental draft. Guys who are in the supplemental draft all have a lot of question marks, usually off the field question marks. And so teams aren't willing to really gamble on those guys, make big investments on those guys. But
the Ravens, that's where they got Jared Gaither.
Yeah, and I believe Josh Gordon was in that was in the supplemental draft as well, but I have to look it up. But yeah, so it kind of depends on if the Jets and the Browns think that this kid can be a starter for the future. He's probably going to go fairly high. If those teams pass on him, who knows at that point, right? He's going to try to hope to be catching on somewhere as a backup where he can sit and learn for a couple of years, and then hopefully for that team be traded off to a team that needs a starter down the line.
What do y'all think? Have y'all been following this story about Brendan Sorsby? If you don't know what his off the field problem is, it's a gambling problem.
$90,000 over the last few years he's bet, and it was on teams or on schools where he was attending. So he didn't necessarily bet on the football team while he was playing, but he would bet on Cincinnati games. He would bet on Indiana games, which is a pretty big no-no.
We've talked about this a few times on the Overtime Show. We're going to talk about it again tonight, give the full update on what's going on. But this man has a real gambling problem. And in college, because there is no collective bargaining agreement or anything like that, nothing solid, he almost got away with it. He was almost like, whatever, I'm going to keep playing. But now he's kind of forced to enter the supplemental draft. If you're a team that's looking at this kid and thinking he could be a franchise quarterback, but the gambling thing, in the NFL, they'll boot you real quick.
Yeah.
So you talk about high risk, high reward. That's a very high risk if you believe he has a true problem that he can't stop.
Yeah, I'm looking at the list right now. Mike Wall, who was a very good offensive lineman for a long time, he went in the supplemental draft in the 2nd round. Josh Gordon went in the 2nd round a few years ago. Well, I mean, not a few years ago, but back in 2012. Terrell Pryor went in the 3rd round in 2011. There hasn't been a player drafted in the supplemental draft since 2019. So like it's a pretty rare occurrence. But there have been a couple of good players who came out of the supplemental draft as well.
Young brother said he'll go to Arizona because that would be the place he goes.
Yeah.
And you know what happened? Just their luck. They would get him. They'll probably spend like a third round to get him, so they can tell Jacoby, you can't hold us hostage anymore. And then so people would get in trouble.
No. He'll have an incredible rookie season and then get in trouble.
No. He'll get in trouble this year. And Jacoby gonna be like, price went up.
Yeah. But that's the risk, because this guy, he would have been a first round pick this year had he declared. So I mean, he's got the talent. It's just a matter of do you believe you can trust him off the field? Do you believe him when he says that he, is trying to get help for that problem? Like, he went to rehab. It was a 30-day program, and he's just been fighting to get back on the field. So, you have to do your due diligence and find out if you really believe that he has, gotten the gambling under control. If you think he can keep it under control, because on the field, he's got the ability.
Yeah. Jay says James Pierce better be on his best behavior. He already used the quote, "I'm the decent football player" card. I'm surprised he's able to come back.
I'm still waiting on his suspension.
Right.
Because
that was insane.
Yeah.
Yeah. He shouldn't even have the opportunity. Facts, Danity. So, all right. Speaking of Danity, I don't know, you might want to cover your ears, Danity. We're going to talk a little NBA Finals here. Before we talk Finals, just want to remind you guys where to find us after this on the Overtime Show. You can find that on our Patreon, patreon.com/LBHTShow. We have a few things to discuss. We gave you a little teaser with the Brandon Sorsby. We talked about the this college football bill that's trying to be passed. That that they're saying it's to save college football, but it's not trying to save college football. It's trying to save their pockets and make sure they don't pay players. We're going to get into those details. Venus and Serena are back. Okay. There's a lot of things, more World Cup stories. We have a lot of things to discuss. So patreon.com/LBHTShow, plus whatever you want to discuss as well, you can bring it up and we'll go over it. We went over that Twitch streamer last week because Urban wanted to cover that story. So we covered that. But that's what you get for being a Patreon member and a channel member. So check it out for as little as $5 a month. Also, LBHTShow.com is where you can find our newsletter. You can sign up. There's a lot of stuff going on over there now. Click on some things. Some things might work. Some things may not work. It's all going to work soon. Don't you worry about that. But go over there, sign up. Pretty soon you can you can sign in, right? You can have accounts there, and there'll be reasons to sign up on the site. All right. So keep track with that. Bookmark that site. So, all right. NBA playoffs or finals, not playoffs, NBA finals. The Knicks, after 53 years, are the NBA champions. Shout out to Ferris. Shout out to my boy OTR Brandon. Okay. I'm happy for y'all. It's been a long time coming, and they won in spectacular fashion.
Yeah. The first and third, I believe it was, biggest comebacks in finals history. Everybody focuses on the 29-point comeback, but they had another huge comeback as well. They were down double digits in all 5 games.
All of them. Yep.
The Spurs led for 72% of the time and only managed to win 1 game. Jalen Brunson played out of his mind. Karl Anthony Towns played great to start the series off. And then, all their role players really, really came through for them. Josh Hart and Mitchell Robinson and Landry Shamet, Bridges, sort of. And all the other guys, they came together. They played great. And like Jose has always said, the NBA is a grown man's league. And they didn't have no grown men in San Antonio.
Yeah. Money Mike said, I'd never seen a player sabotage a series like Fox did. He working for the mob. I'll tell you what, that one, he didn't know that game when they gave up the 29-point lead. He didn't know to hold on to the ball because he dribbles it out. That's the game, right?
And not necessarily. I mean,
yeah, that's pretty much the game, because had he drove to the basket, but had he caught himself in his dribble back out, he'd have knocked off a few more seconds. They found him, go to the line. Yes, there's a chance. There's a small chance, but that's pretty much.
I would say a small chance. Like they had not been shooting free throws well, but even if he made both of them, it was just a 3-point lead. Like they still have their shot to go and tie it, but regardless, he's De'Aaron Fox, so none of that happened. But that game's not on him.
Some of it is.
He
contributed.
Some of it for sure. I'm just saying it's not. The game isn't. He didn't lose them the game. That wasn't a 29-point play.
None of the games are ever on him. He's not the man on the team. It's got to be on Wembanyama, right?
I don't know. Yeah. But I'm just saying, I'm saying that didn't lose me. Like you had a 29-point lead. That one play didn't lose you the game. You know,
no,
it was all of you. That was a massive collective effort. I've never seen teamwork like that.
Oh, 100%. And the coach got to take a big part of that too. That, and he says, "Fire Mitch Curley."
Curly Top
Johnson. Mitch Curly Top Johnson. Yeah, like just not knowing how to make adjustments. All of these games, you know, you have these leads and you just blow the leads, and you're watching
back to the Thunder series as well.
Yes, yeah, and yes, that's the type of thing you get from a young team, and you want an experienced coach there. You want a few better veterans that can kind of navigate you through that. But hey, man, like I said, like it's a grown man league, and the Knicks. And let me tell you something, like this Knicks team, like these players have done those things in the past. Like Karl Anthony Towns was written off a while ago. Karl Anthony Towns is that guy that he's got all talent in the world, but he could play brilliant in the first quarter and terrible in the third and fourth quarter. You don't know what you're gonna get from him. You know, people thought he was too soft. Like you've heard all the things about Karl Anthony Towns.
Yeah.
Right. But he's been in the league long enough. Jalen Brunson's been in the league long enough. Like all these guys. I mean, you mentioned what's his name? Bridges was on a Phoenix team where they were up 2-0 and then lost in the finals, right? Like he's experienced this devastation before.
Yeah.
So those things matter when you get to this stage. The Spurs, I mean, the only real vet on the team was Wembanyama. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So everybody else is super young. So these are things that they're learning for the first time. But I suspect we're going to see the Spurs competing for a championship for a long time.
I suspect we're going to see them winning the championship next year. That would be my guess. They are one of the teams who's actually a favorite ahead of the New York Knicks to win it next year, because the Knicks opened up as I believe third behind the Thunder and the Spurs.
Okay.
But yeah, they've got to get rid of De'Aaron Fox, you know, and maybe, like you said, add a couple of veteran players to the bench, as you know they just had too many guys who, you know, where none of them would kind of turn it on when they needed it. You know,
yeah.
Wembanyama's got to get stronger, and more importantly, he has to get a go-to move on offense. You know, the Spurs just in general don't appear to have an offense really, because that's how you blow those leads every single night, because they bring it up the court and Stephon Castle will, you know, go 1,000 miles an hour to the rim, and then he'll stop on a dime and try to make the layup. And if that's not dropping, there's nothing else there. You know, Wembanyama, you know, he'll sometimes he'll drift to the 3-point line, but sometimes he'll go down low. And again, if he's not hitting, you know, the shots down low, then there's nothing else for them to do. The other guys kind of stand and watch. You know, they wait for open threes, but they don't have something that they can say, hey, you know what, this is our play. This is what we do, and we need a basket, so we're gonna run this. We're gonna score. We're gonna stop the bleeding. Like, they just don't have it. And Wembanyama doesn't have that go-to move. He doesn't have that Jordan fadeaway. He doesn't have the sky hook, you know, whatever you want it to be. Like, he just doesn't have it right now. And that's fine. He's 22, you know?
Right. X says Wemby should perfect the sky hook and post fadeaway. Yeah.
You got to get somebody who can 100% of the time execute the lob to Wemby, because like Stephon Castle's a great young player, but sometimes he'll throw him a good lob, and then sometimes he'll just rocket the ball in there, and Victor's like, I'm tall, bro, like I can't.
Hey,
I'm not Randy Moss.
Right. Myron said we're offending him with the OKC slander. Says OKC is number one still, sir.
Not according to the fact that they just lost to the team who had the biggest choke job in the history of the finals.
I mean, win 7 games, they could be back. It's all about it's going to be tight, right? It's all about the adjustments they make this offseason. And look, it went 7 games. You know, it might be the same exact teams in the conference finals next year. So
yeah, you win 7 without 2 of your without 2 players. Okay.
Yep.
You only won your championship because of an injury with Tyrese Halliburton, and also this Spurs team is only going to get much better. Dylan Harper was a rookie. Stephon Castle's in his 2nd year. Victor Wembanyama is already the best defensive player in the league in his 3rd year. So
you don't know, but OKC, you know, they got a decent draft pick. You don't know who they bring in and develop.
Yeah.
You don't know
I'm not saying
they could, yeah.
But I'm just saying, hey, you know, we had injuries isn't the end all be all of that argument. You know,
no.
And in hindsight, it doesn't look great, but they were missing De'Aaron Fox for a portion of that series as well.
And he said when he played like Kendrick Perkins in the second half for most of the finals, he should take 1/3 of the blame behind Mitch and Fox.
Danny is just, hey, man.
And we got an update from Shelly Shell. Ghana go. All right. No post game from Wemby. He has to develop that for sure. And
he's got to get stronger to do it.
Yeah, he got to get stronger, and he will. He will. But look, for the Knicks, congratulations to the Knicks. Okay. Jalen Brunson played, masterful.
Yeah. Incredible player. And incredible playoff player in particular, too.
I told my friend OTR Brandon, who's a basketball coach, an excellent basketball coach, that the Knicks, like what they did, not just in this series, but in the playoffs, that's a tape that you put on when you're coaching young kids and you're teaching young kids the game about never giving up, right? Like that's what you want to show them. Like, you know, you watch youth basketball, or just, you know, you can watch any young kids when they're playing and they go down and they start complaining and shaking their head. Like that's human nature. Like you get frustrated, right? When you want to tell them to keep their head up and you got to fight through it and you play to the end, you can put on one of those next games and say, this is why you always fight.
Yeah.
Because it's not over until it's over. You have to keep playing.
Yeah, it wasn't just the Spurs. They did it to the Cavs in game 1 of that series too. They were down 20-something, and it seemed like there wasn't even enough time for them to come back. And they did. Yeah. So always play to the whistle. Always play, you know. Adelia says, I don't think Ferris has stopped smiling or slept much since the Knicks won. Good for him. Good for him. All right. Speaking of Adelia, are we ready to cover some World Cup? Let's do it. What's going on, Adelia? Hello.
Hey. All right, we need an update. A lot has happened since last week.
A lot has happened since last week. The final games of the first round of the group stage are today. We've had 2 already. The Ghana-Panama game was looking like a 0-0 draw, and Ghana just scored. So they're almost 3 minutes past the added on time now. So we're just waiting for the ref to blow the final whistle, really. It's been a phenomenal World Cup so far. There has been no seriously bad, boring game. And I know a lot of people are going to point to the 0-0 draw between Spain and Cape Verde as a boring game because there were no goals. It was the most phenomenal, action-packed 0-0 draw I think I've ever seen. And Cape Verde, this island nation off the west coast of Africa that has about 550,000 people in it, held the likely favorites for this championship, second favorites depending on the odd makers, to a 0-0 draw. They threw on every attacking player they could. Lamine Yamal came on at the end, couldn't accomplish anything. Nico Williams came on at the end, couldn't accomplish anything. The Cape Verde goalkeeper is a 40-year-old man named Vozinha. He stood on his head is the phrase that we usually use for goalkeepers who just stop everything that comes their way. He made 7 saves in that game, almost got overshadowed later in the day by the Saudi Arabian goalkeeper who made 9 saves in that game against Uruguay. But Vozinha, now he was man of the match. He broke down in tears after the match. He's played for Cape Verde since 2012. This was the biggest game these players have ever played in. He plays in the 2nd division of Portuguese football. He's like an accountant during the day because they don't pay them enough money to be just a professional footballer. And he broke down in tears after he was awarded man of the match. He mentioned that his mother was supposed to be there to watch him in that game, but they couldn't get her visa done in time. And so Hakeem Jeffries at Marco Rubio and the State Department all got together, contacted the Cape Verde government. They're going to be reunited in Miami tomorrow, and she's going to get to watch her son for the rest of the tournament. So that's good news there. Yeah. But phenomenal story about Cape Verde blowing that group wide open. Everybody thought Spain was going to put 6 or 7 past them like Germany did to Curacao, but it was a phenomenal performance from Cape Verde.
Excellent.
Speaking of Curacao, they lost 7-1 to Germany, but they had so much heart and fight, and they didn't give up, and they kept trying, and they just don't have the same level of talent that a team like Germany has. And that's really what broke it open in the end. But when they scored that goal against Germany, and it was 1-1, yeah, absolutely, Danity. When they scored the goal against Germany and it was 1-1, everybody was, like, what's going on here? Is this going to be a big upset? Is this going to the fact that Curacao even scored a goal was impressive. But then right after the goal was the hydration break, which we're going to get into more on the overtime show about the hydration breaks. The Ghana game just went final. So Ghana has beaten Panama. But after they came back from the hydration break, all of Curaçao's momentum was gone because they'd stopped for 3 minutes for this hydration break in a match that was indoors in Houston because that's, got the roof on. And Germany immediately scores. They score again before the end of the half. It's 3-1 at the half. They kind of blow it wide open in the second half, win 7-1. So Germany almost guaranteed to make it into the knockout stage now by goal difference alone, but they got 3 points out of that. Yeah. The United States, phenomenal first match from the United States. They took on Paraguay. The first goal was an own goal by Paraguay, and a lot of people were confused about that. But yes, you can score into your own net in soccer. So in the NFL, it's a safety. In soccer, it's an own goal. Counts for the other team. Yeah. And so the first goal was an own goal, but then the U.S. took over that first half. They looked vibrant. They looked ready for it. Paraguay looked overwhelmed. And the U.S. ended up winning that match 4-1. They're in control of the group at the moment, ahead of Australia, who won over Turkey 2-0. USA, Australia is at noon Pacific, 3 Eastern on Friday. It's going to be basically the winner of that game is going to qualify for the knockout stage and probably win the group. So that's a big thing. Yeah. That's a big thing.
Yeah. Cool.
So I would ask you, after the first round, essentially, the first games, who is your favorite right now? Who do you think is playing the best? Who do you have going all the way at this point?
It's pretty much Argentina and France have played, I think, the best out of the favorites so far. Argentina last night scored 3 goals against Algeria. Messi scored a hat trick. He tied Miroslav Klose for the most goals in the history of the World Cup. with 16. But the thing is, he might not have been, should have been on the pitch. He stood on the back of a man's leg, one of the Algerian player's legs, studs first into the back of his leg, not his ankle, the back of his calf. And that's high. And it was called a foul, but he wasn't even awarded a yellow card. I was arguing earlier on our live stream that it should have been a red card, because that's dangerous when you go studs up into someone that high. That's dangerous. So he might not have even should have been on the pitch to score that hat trick last night, because this was before he'd scored any of his goals. So, but that game got off to a brilliant start as well. There were 2 goals in the first 6 minutes, but both were knocked off for offsides. Yeah, it was a pretty phenomenal pace, and then Algeria just couldn't keep up with Messi. They tried, but they left Riyad Mahrez on the bench for some reason and brought him on way too late, and he couldn't change the game. So Argentina looked really good. Kylian Mbappe for France scored 2 goals.
Yeah, one. He had a half court shot.
Yeah, one of them was very nice. So Mbappe's up to 14 World Cup goals, 2 behind Messi now and Miroslav Klose. There's a chance we could see Messi set that record and Kylian Mbappe also break Miroslav Klose's record at this World Cup. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see. Anyone who's watching the World Cup After Hours on Fox will have seen James Corden driving around in a car with Kylian Mbappe before the tournament and trying to get him to play a flute. And because he heard Kylian Mbappe played the flute. Mbappe said, he then suggested to Mbappe that he make that his goal celebration. Mbappe said that he would do that for his first game if he scored against France plays to Senegal, and then he did this, played the flute after his thing. So that's all you've seen all over Fox's socials today is the clip from James Corden and then the clip of him playing the flute celebration.
That's cool. Yeah.
So
I gotta ask the question because my son David thinks that the USA team is now the favorites to win because of their dominant performance. Has their chances of winning increased after that performance? Do we feel a little bit better about Team USA?
Yes, we definitely feel better about the US team after that performance. I think what that performance did more than anything was ignite what we're calling the 12th man, which is the people in the crowd, because there's 11 players on the pitch. And a lot of people were just unsure what to think about the US team, unsure about, some results leading up to the World Cup and stuff like that. But they looked really good in their last 2 warm-up games before the World Cup and then came out against Paraguay and looked amazing. Now, that goodwill they have with the fans right now,
increase from 1% to 2%.
That goodwill they have with the fans right now. Jay's right. USA could have had at least 7 goals in that game. They played really well in that game. That goodwill could all go away if they don't beat Australia on Friday.
Okay. Are they favored to beat Australia?
They are favored to beat Australia. We're a higher ranked team in the rankings than Australia is, but Australia has a couple of very pacey, which means fast runners at the front of their line who scored goals against Turkey to win that game for them, and we'll see. They also have a young goalkeeper, because the thing about the Australia game that was so interesting is the coach didn't start the captain, who is the goalkeeper. He benched the captain and put in a young goalkeeper who had only played 3 times for his country before, and the guy was fantastic and got a clean sheet. So it will be very interesting, this match on Friday, but I do think that that it would be great for them to win on Friday.
She was right. USA versus England on July 4th in Boston would be cinema.
I don't think that's going to happen. I'm not sure what the exact knockout stage things are. I know there is a way that the US can play on July 4th, but I don't know how that would be done yet.
What has to happen?
Yeah. All right. Are we all caught up?
One more thing.
Okay.
Tunisia played Sweden in their first match. Sweden won 5-1. And then the next day, Tunisia fired their head coach. One match, said you're gone. If anybody wants to know how much this means to some of these countries, That's the proof.
Right. Because now the next coach has essentially 5 days to get ready for the rest of the World Cup.
And they weren't expecting to win it all, but you can't embarrass us either, right?
Exactly.
We can't lose like that. This is serious. And we talk about firing coaches and like, oh, well, he gonna replace him with? We'll figure that out later, right? Our sports can learn a lot from how soccer operates across the globe. Okay, they don't play around with this.
Well, I like the way fans react to other sports around the world more than the U.S. in general. Like we are win it all or nothing. Yeah. And like we talked about Cape Verde, even Curacao, like the fans can take pride in that, even though they didn't win. And you don't expect to go on and win, and it's a big deal, And here it's just like, yeah, what'd you win though? How many rings you got?
Yeah, it's all or nothing.
I do have one last question. This is a long-term prediction, Adelia. How likely is Erling Haaland to break the World Cup goals record? After his first game, he came in and scored 2 immediately. For those who don't know, Messi has now 16, and it's been 27 matches. Kylian Mbappe is at 14, I believe, with 15 or 16 matches or so. Erling Haaland played his first match the other day on Tuesday, scored 2 goals, and he is about 25 years old.
Yeah. Norway will have to keep qualifying for the World Cup, which I think is entirely possible. They've got some good young players on that team, but it'd take him probably not 2030, but maybe 2034, 2038, depending on how the games go. Because it also depends how far Norway goes in the tournament.
Yeah, how many?
Because Argentina and France have gone. France has been to the finals of both of the last World Cups. Argentina made it to the final of this last World Cup and won. So they're always in the latter stages of the tournament. So it depends on how Norway does, how long it'll take
and
him.
Mbappe isn't old either.
No, Mbappe is not old.
Yeah. So he's still got some more World Cups in him as well. So
yes,
that's gonna be that's gonna be tough. I think Mbappe is gonna shatter that.
It seems that way right now, but yeah. But
all right, listen.
Erling is prolific.
Listen, y'all, good friends, better rivals. Adelia is streaming as many games as she possibly can. So go spend time with her, hang out with her. You got questions, ask those questions in the chat. Do the watch along, right along with her. She'll tell you what games she's watching. Put on the channel and be entertained.
And make sure you hit the subscribe button. How close are you to 500 right now?
We're 7 away from 500.
7 away.
We got 50 people in here. Can we get 7 people to go over there? And really, you should be thanking us for sending you over there. You should be thanking us. But go over there, hit the subscribe button, and get them to 500 subscribers. That's a major milestone. All right.
We would really appreciate it.
Yes. All right. Thank you, Adelia.
Thanks, guys.
All right. And I saw Emma. I saw your question. We go. You know what? I always want to get your questions in. We'll start submitting questions right now, and we're going to start with M1's question. Did y'all see footage of Lamar up in New York the night of Game 5? He was walking around taking pics with people, etc. It was cool. Just hope he went inside before they started burning the school buses. Lamar is a man of the people.
People love Lamar everywhere he goes.
You know what's cool about that? Because that's the one where they came back from 29 down.
Yeah,
he was just walking around.
Great,
right? Like it wasn't for a photo op or nothing like that. He was just chilling,
just out.
And that's what he does. Like that's nothing new for him. He'll be out there amongst people. Like there's nothing fake about that man.
Yeah,
there's nothing and that's why he's so polarizing. And people love him. Like whether you're a fan of the Ravens or not, I've never heard anybody just say I don't like Lamar Jackson, except for racist haters. Yeah. But yeah, he's a very likable person. All right, what do we have for submitted questions, B?
All right, first up, this is from Game Too Easy. Thank you very much. He says, "What do folks have against adding context when criticizing Lamar? It amazes me how Mark's fumble in the fourth quarter versus the Bills is never brought up. It's always Lamar's 2 turnovers that get the most blame. I despise box score watchers with a passion. To be fair, the quarterbacks are always going to get the most blame, when the team loses. But I mean, those are some pretty devastating plays that Mark made in that Bills game.
I don't, like it's an agenda, right? It's just an agenda. You have people for whatever reason, they're not, they want to tear Lamar down.
Mhm.
So they're going to make it about it's wild to me in a game where he literally dropped a little baby toss in his hands that would have tied the game. He drops it at the end of the game, and we want to rewind back to the first half. Lamar threw an interception.
Mhm.
Excuse me, right? Like that's crazy. Should have said I'm not racist.
And you love Lamar Jackson. Thank you for proving our point.
Yeah, you do. But yeah, like that's just people with an agenda, But yes, typically it's going to fall on the quarterbacks. But yeah, there's never nuance when we're talking about Lamar Jackson. It never is, And yes, there are things you can criticize him for. He doesn't play perfect, right? But yeah, it's just tough, man. Like because Lamar gets clicks more than anybody else. That's who the national media wants to talk about, and they're going to find a way to spin anything negatively against him because that's what gets y'all to click on the story or the video and have y'all discuss it and all that stuff. Like we haven't even brought up Ben Roethlisberger. I seen people talk about Ben Roethlisberger. I was like, I'm not covering that. Not from him.
Yeah. But the question is valid because, and I'm not saying that this person should get more hate, because ultimately it's a team game and you got to, like you said, take everything in context and everything together. But nobody been eviscerating Josh Allen for them 4 turnovers against Denver.
Oh, Frank, just a perfect time. Frank just put it up. He said Josh Allen turns the ball over and they make excuses for him, but bash Lamar. Listen, I like Josh Allen. I try not to bash him. That last game,
it was bad.
Wow, it was bad. That was really bad.
But he did make plays, right? And some people leave it alone. But so did Lamar.
Yeah.
And it's not even, you can't even say, oh well, one made the plays to win and the one didn't. They both lost. And it was Mark Andrews dropping that ball that really sealed it for Baltimore.
I just can't see if Lamar was in that same position where all his ops were out of the playoffs, right? And all you have to you have to go through you go through it. I mean, Denver is a tough defensive team, right? But like you'd be expected to beat Denver, you'd be expected to beat the Patriots. If those are the 2 teams that are in your way,
Bo Nix and Drake May, cool.
And you end up having 5 turnovers in the game.
Hey, right? It was 4.
Like the things that would have been said about Lamar.
Yeah.
We still talk about it to this day, but Josh Allen gets a pass.
Well, people would be like, thank God we brought back Tyler Huntley. Time to put him in the starting lineup.
Right. All right, what else we got?
Next up from Urban, which would you rather have? A losing record in the Super Bowl, for example, 3-5, or be 2-0 in the Super Bowl? 3.
3-5.
3-5 every time. Listen, we're not of that group that thinks getting to the championship game is a negative. There's a lot of people, for their agenda who like to say losing in the first round is better than losing in the championship game. It's not true. Getting to the championship is better than not getting to the championship, and I can't believe I have to say that.
Like 3-5 means you went to 8 Super Bowls.
Yeah.
And I won 3. It's not like, I mean, listen, if you're Bills fans, cover your ears. Like if you go to 4 straight Super Bowls and you lose, maybe I'd just rather not go. Right? Like that's heartbreaking. But
if you know that you're gonna lose, though. If somebody told you you're gonna go to 4 straight Super Bowls, or you're gonna go to the Super Bowl in 2012 and then the Super Bowl again in 2028, I'm picking 4 straight because we gotta win one, right? You have to.
That's a dominant performance to go 4 straight.
Yeah. That's one of the best teams ever. Until
yeah. But that is tough. But if I know I'm winning, even if I win one, send me the 4 straight.
It's like the Warriors were the greatest basketball team of all time until there were 3 games left in the season. But right up until then, they were the best ever.
And people don't talk about that. Because they didn't close it out. Same thing with the Patriots. Perfect
73
season.
and 9.
Yeah.
Good
question.
Also from Urban, what advice would you give this team and organization, assuming they would listen to us, end of the bar and or spoiled fans?
Okay. We criticize EDC on here a lot, Eric DaCosta, rightfully so, in my opinion. I would say stop gambling, right? I've given examples of how he's gambled up until this point. You gambled with the Tyler Linderbaum contract. You gambled with Lamar's extension. I feel like, or at least planning for his extension. I'll say you gambled that. You're relying on money that you didn't actually have because you assumed he was going to give you an extension, and that's why you went and made the Max Crosby trade that you didn't have money for. You gambled in the draft by not getting a center. You thought a center would just fall to you, right? These are gambles that you cannot take. You still have time. You like we've been saying, maybe you have to overpay for somebody, but it doesn't matter as long as you get if you get the right player. You get somebody that can play. It doesn't have to be great, but the O-line as a whole has to play better. It doesn't like overpaying only matters when they don't perform. That's when you're overpaying. If you get the guys that you need and they perform and you win, then it was money well spent.
Yeah.
So that's what I would say. Go out there and start to change your mindset and truly, truly make the investment in the offense and surround Lamar with protection and weapons. It is time for that.
Yeah. And our last question, this one from Shug. Thank you very much, Shug. He says, one of the great stories of the World Cup has been people experiencing something new, the food, music, culture. If you could experience one thing all over again, what would it be? For me, it would be either my sports team winning a championship or my kids being born. Those things should not be in the same sentence, Shug, but thank you very much for the question.
I mean, listen, nothing tops your kids being born, right? But we'll keep it sports wise. That Ravens Super Bowl was a magical run. I loved every minute of it. I loved every minute of it. Beating the Colts in that first round, going on the road and beating Peyton Manning because that Broncos team, they were favored, right? Yeah. And that Jacoby, I'm sorry, to cover your ears. The Jacoby Jones catch. I was in B's basement. B and our dad were watching it, and when Flacco threw the ball up in the air, I was yelling at him because he got sacked. He got sacked the play before. He was trying to run and he got tackled. Well, it wasn't sack technically. He crossed the line, but he got tackled and we didn't have much time left. I was like, yo, you're wasting a lot of time. And then hiked the ball and he stepped up in the pocket. I thought he was going to try to run again. I was like, what's this idiot doing? And he launched the ball up in the air. You can't see the ball. I was like, well, who's he throwing it to? And Jacoby Jones came out with the ball. I ran upstairs. I could not believe it, right? And as exciting as that game was, my favorite game in that whole run was when we took the wheel from the Patriots. We went into New England and, we broke them down.
Yeah.
They had no fight at the end of the game. That was so sweet, especially how we went out last year to them. I love that we went in there. It's just like, we're just, we're physically going to beat you down. You're not going to want to catch the ball in the fourth quarter. And that's exactly what happened. I loved it.
Yeah, for me, it's not going to be one of my teams because my teams like to lose a lot, especially the biggest games. And when they have won championships, it hasn't been like, oh my God, that was an incredible series or incredible game or whatever. It's just, we won. So I would say, I think this is the best final series ever. The first series between the Miami Heat and the San Antonio Spurs when they went 7. I was rooting for the Spurs in that one, so it was tough when Ray Allen hit that shot. and Duncan missed the putback and all that. But it was an incredible series. I'd like to rewatch that.
Okay. All right. Those are all the questions. Do we have poll? Do we have poll results? I'm not. Okay, we got the poll results. Let's do that. I almost forgot.
Yes.
Go ahead when you're ready. We're bringing it up. We have two. The first one is with the reports that Steph is trying to talk LeBron into coming to Golden State. Would you like to see Steph Curry and LeBron James play together for potentially their final year in the NBA? All right, 66.7% said yes. 33.3% said no.
Yeah, I would like to see it just from the perspective of, hey, these are two of the absolute best who have ever done it. Both of them obviously are past their prime, and even with those two together, you're probably not talking about a championship team, but just the nostalgia of it, and having them go on essentially a farewell tour and getting to see them play together would be great for the game, I think.
I agree. I wouldn't mind seeing it. And then,
but he didn't come on home to LA though.
He not leaving Golden State. And another straightforward one: are you watching the World Cup? Okay, 66.7% said some games. 22% of y'all said every game, and then 11.1% said just not interested. The sad bunch right there said, "Nah, I just like staring at the wall."
Yeah. If you're not into it, you're not into it, I guess, whatever. But if you have any interest at all, even if it's not in soccer, even if it's just the spectacle of it, the World Cup is probably the greatest event that humanity puts on.
Yeah.
And the games, like we were talking about earlier, even if it's not big teams, even if it's not the biggest stars, it's very, very compelling. And then you do have the huge stars like Mbappe and Messi and them who generally don't disappoint,
Yeah. Danny says, shaking my head. The moments Brodny are reminding me of after another Spurs championship loss. That shot has haunted me for years.
They beat the hell out of Miami. The next year.
The following year. Yeah. They did. They got the revenge.
Crushed them.
Yeah. LeBron's been a part of some great
he to me has won the two best finals ever. Obviously the Miami and San Antonio, and then the Golden State coming back from 3-1.
That's probably like the second number two on my list of times I want to, sports times I want to relive, because that was great.
Yeah.
That was amazing. So, but yeah, Knicks fans will tell you we're living it right now.
Hey, it wasn't a great series necessarily. I mean, it went 5 games, but it was very, very entertaining. They played fantastically throughout, and very, very well deserved championship and MVP for Jalen.
Yeah, there goes the 11% right there. Michael Hawthorne say, "Don't nobody want to watch that boring stuff, just like watching baseball boring." All right, man, go stare at the wall then.
Baseball is boring, but where you're wrong is hundreds of millions of people want to watch the World Cup, not baseball.
Spoken like a true American. Don't nobody want to watch that. Everybody's watching that. The entire world is watching that.
Right. I'm with you on baseball, though.
Yeah, dude.
Unless
not lots of people. All the people watch the World Cup. Only in America.
Right.
All right, we're gonna wrap it up here. Come check us out on the Overtime Show, patreon.com/LBHTShow, or if you're a channel member, that'll get you access for as little as $5 a month. You get access to our Overtime Show that we do every Wednesday after this show, and you get access to our Discord. And once you're in the Discord, you're in, whether you stay a member or not. We don't kick anybody out. Michael said, "Not me. I'm watching y'all." Well, we're unless you come to Overtime Show,
there ain't no game on right now, Michael. 30 minutes though. Columbia is starting at 10 Eastern.
Man, turn it on. Check it out. Turn it on. You'll get into it. I promise you.
And you know what? They're pretty quick too. It's not like a 60-minute football game that takes 3 hours.
I know.
I mean, I love the NFL, but like, damn, bro.
Yeah. Trust me, you'll enjoy it. You'll enjoy it. Continue to watch the show every Wednesday at 7:45 p.m. and in the morning 6:15 a.m. Thank you, Danity. Yes, appreciate that. Like I said, I got a video that I promised and I put out, so I'm going to work on that this week. I'm going to clip the recap of the sports of the soccer week recap, and that will also be on our website, LBHTShow.com. Go check it out. Go to LBHTShow.com. 50 people in here still. Go over there, check it out. If you haven't signed up to the newsletter, sign up to the newsletter. That's where you get all the important updates for not just us, our whole crew. Okay, Coach Evans, Sutton, and Alex over on Purple Rain Podcast. You know, of course, Hendo and the Rogue Pod, all that stuff is in there. Also, our guys on the Panthers side, we got Rashad and Dave from Panthers Nation Podcast, Aaron Duncan. You know, we put links to all this stuff in the newsletter. So, a great resource.
And also, again, make sure you head over to Good Friends, Better Rivals. Hit that subscribe button. They're 7 away from 500. So make sure to get them over that milestone today. Oh, 5 away from 500 now. So go over to Good Friends, Better Rivals and hit that subscribe button and stick around for the watch alongs. They're doing 95% of the games.
All right, Adelia, are you ready? Adelia is ready. B, are you ready?
Yes.
Let's get on out of here. Patreon members, channel members, get ready. The Overtime Show is starting right now. Everybody else, have a great night, and we will see you next time. Peace.